All right, back glass 101. Let's go. So I already kind of started this, and then I remembered, oh shit, I was supposed to kind of record the process. So I've got it in. I put it in my vise. I clamped it to the table, so it's nice and sturdy. It doesn't move, so I can work on it with two hands. Because you definitely get more leverage with it in this. If this is a stronger grip than your hand, you can do a lot more. So got it in there. Just to catch you up with where I'm at, I punctured the glass right here because it was like you see a bunch of cracks all over like this. And so I punctured it here, made, and I didn't even use heat. I just used, this is the tools we're using, this one. I used this one just to kind of kind of get a hole started. And then I started applying some heat and got to scraping. This was a strip right here. It came off pretty easy, so that came off. And then I took my blade, went up this edge, and this is where I stopped, and this is what I remembered I need to make a video for you. So that's where we're going to pick up. All right. So saying that this phone back glass was broken, this is where I started. I always like to start right here for some reason. I don't know why. It's just a good spot to start. So I'll heat this up. Since I've left it cold for about 10 minutes, I'm going to heat it up for a good 20 seconds. And I've got mine at 620. Once it's nice and hot to the touch, I'll start scraping it. And this was an iPhone 12 that I bought for $80, 12 Pro Max. Needs back glass and front glass, and it needs a camera lens. So it's having some trouble with the other blade, so I'll switch to this thicker one. The thicker one works on the Pro Max on the edges. You don't have to worry about hitting the battery. It'll hit both edges without touching the battery. Switch to this one because the smaller one wasn't working for some reason. But now that I got that part cleared away, I'll go back to my heat. Constantly brushing shit off. I just use a paintbrush. And I'll just find vulnerable spots. Like comes off pretty easy. I'll take the back glass off the battery last because it all comes off in one piece pretty easy. There's no glue on it. So I'm just trying to move up here. I'm going to start being careful because up here, right around, I think 12 Pro Max, I think there's one here and here. So I'll probably switch to back on the heat, heating it up, 7 seconds or so. You see, I can do this one-handed. I don't have to worry about holding it. None of that. And I haven't changed these blades out, this back glass. So that could be another reason why it's not cutting so easy. And now that we're up here, we're kind of moving off the vise a little bit. So I'm going to loosen it and scoot it down. So I have more leverage on this top part. So I'll just scoot it down. And I'll tighten it back up. Right there. Hit it with some more heat. Glass is made a little stubborn. It's usually not stubborn on the side, so we'll just play. We play with different tools. No one would use this one. It's a lot more solid. This one I can really kind of see. This one will really break some shit up because it's solid. And then there's our antenna right here. Kind of slid in it, but the cable is over here, so I'm certain I didn't break it. This part I'll take the heat off. No need for it. Usually when I'm doing it, I'm heating for 7-8 seconds at a time, and then I'm simply holding it up in my other hand. I'm not putting it on it. But for the meantime, I'll set it to the side because the adhesive is not stuck to the from the glass to the antennas. So I'll just kind of work those off real quick, and then I'll proceed because I don't want to damage those. So I'll make sure that part's out of the way. See, it all comes off pretty easy. because there's no glue. It's not glued down like it is on the other ones. See, I mean, all this shit pops. So there's a lot of spots where it pops off really easy. No even need for heat. As you can see now, I've exposed the flex cable right here. So I see didn't hit anything. That's all good. So I'll continue on the one above it. There's one more. I just want to make sure that those are free and clear. See? Oh, good. Oh, is that another one? It's got 3. Boom. Just get all those off. Those are the main points of focus. Is I've been getting so used to doing XRs. There's no antennas up here on the XRs. XRs, you're kind of good to go anywhere except for the bottom where the charging port is. Those 2 microphones on each side. But yeah, I'm not using any heat here. If I don't need it, then, you know, I won't use it. I'm just kind of working this off. And the reason it's easier is because this is taking this device, this vise is taking all the, it gives me all the strength because it holds it still and I can put as much pressure on it as I want. And it's not going anywhere. So, get back on this side. Get that lifted up. I'm just busting the glass. I don't want to mess up the plastic frame that holds the back glass in place. So, instead of going against it, I'll kind of go like a tip like this and lift it up because I don't want to mess it up. And you might nick a few spots. It's not a big deal. It covers up pretty decent. All right, so now without using heat, I'll see if I can get this edge off. Kind of get under there. There we go. All right. We'll hit it with a little bit more heat on this corner. About 8 seconds, 7 seconds. It just got to temperature 620. So I'll hit that for a few more seconds. Take it off. Set it down. Comes off a lot easier. And sometimes with these edges, you want to kind of dig in there and get under that adhesive, and then it all comes off nice and easy. Now I'm getting to this corner. I'm going to loosen the thing so I can turn it, so I can get a better angle, vantage point, and I'll just keep on. I'll fill it, make sure it's not too hot. It's fine, it's barely lukewarm. So I'm gonna hit it with a little bit more heat. And then I'm gonna hit it with the smaller razor. You'll hear glass flying everywhere. It's normal. So you just kind of get that up there. There we go. Almost got a good corner here. Just scrape this last little bit off. And it's because these corners are like some kind of rubber, so it sticks to it all funky. But yeah, just a little. Just kind of get that adhesive off. And we got that whole side good to go. We didn't damage any corners. Give it one final walk up with the blade. Make sure I got everything. And I know that side's now good. So I'm in this, I think, 10 minutes? The video's 8, and I did it for about literally a minute and a half before I started recording. So I'll continue up here. This is kind of generally where I stopped using heat around this camera area. As you see, it still comes off fairly easy with a nice sharp blade. And then I think we have a little antenna here, so I'll just be careful. Yeah, I don't know if that's an antenna or not, but now we're down to the camera. I saved the camera for last, so I'll kind of separate around it, give myself a new working area. And I know it seems like there's not much done, but we've already done all this whole side, this top part. Hell, the top half is done pretty much. What's left is all this part, which comes off easy. All this, see, I mean, we're pretty much done with that area too. It'll all come off in one go. So now I'm going to work on getting a new edge started so I can go back down and work on the bottom. And I think after about maybe 30 more minutes, we'll be done. So the 10 minutes of this video, the 2 minutes prior, that's 12. And I honestly think maybe 30 more minutes, I'll have this back glass off. All right, so I'm getting back into it. I just cut the last video. Starting down here now. I'm going to heat it up. 7-8 seconds. Start chipping away. My heat gun is now pointing up. It's not pointing at the phone. My phone's sliding, so I need to tighten my vise up a little bit. There we go. Let's try a different blade, see if I can get in there. Oh, and you just witnessed the blade breaking. That happens about every back glass repair. But I want to keep going, so I'll replace that in a little bit and just continue with my wide blade. Keep going until this one breaks. See, I mean, the glass comes up. You just need a little heat. Haven't used alcohol at all yet. You see, we got the front pretty much done. All this area across the top. Not working on the side. I mean, should be done in, I'd say maybe 30 minutes. Because the camera always takes me like a good 10 minutes by itself. And then this spot right here. And anytime I'm scraping it, I feel like my blade might break because it's kind of adhered pretty good. Which this is going okay. It's not getting stuck. But I'll switch to my stronger tool. Because that's not going to just break. But we're going okay. Do a touch test. If I can keep my finger on it, it's fine. So then I'll hit it with some heat. So I'm going to hit it 7-8 seconds. And then I'm holding it like this, pointing it up. Put my blade back on there and we'll continue. See, coming up nice and easy. This is where the glass gets stubborn. All this area right under the wireless charger. We'll see how much of it we can get. Oh, hit myself in the face. I don't want to replace a bunch of magnets, so I'm trying to be careful not to pull them out. I'm going to try to get this all up and keep the magnets down, which is fucking impossible. I don't even know I'm trying, but I like a challenge. See, all this is coming up fairly easy. Oh, see, look, I already got a magnet. I already pulled one up. When I pull the magnets up, I'll set it to the side. I do have extra magnets, like the whole circle, but I use those as needed, and I haven't needed it. See how easy that's coming up. Now we're over here. I just started working on this side since it's coming up easy. Might as well go ahead and finish this edge, I guess. And you would definitely want control on your blade. I'll hold mine like this, and I'll push forward, but not more than it's resisting. So I'm not pushing it forward to slip hard, you know. I'll push forward. If I feel like I need to push too hard to where I could slip, I'll just simply add some heat to it. There's a piece right there. That's going to be our 2 magnets. They go right here. So I'll set this piece to the side. Because even that one magnet that came up right here, I'll scrape it off and I'll use some T7000 glue and put it back where it goes. That's all I'm going to do. So. This glass is coming up pretty easy. A little easier than some. I don't know if it's just 12 Pro Max or maybe if this back glass was just replaced before. I kind of slipped on my knife right there. Hopefully I didn't go too far. don't feel like changing the charging port. But no, I think we're good. You just keep. Well, I'm so sorry. I got the fucking heat gun right in the damn way. So get all this up. Down here towards the bottom, you want to be careful again because you got charging port flex cables. Whoops. So we'll go ahead and turn this so I have some good control. I'm more lifting up now around this area, like doing this kind of motion. I will add some meat to it, it's fine. But I'll get as much as I can before. This corner I'm not too worried about because that's that weird rubber material. So I'll just come back to the minute. Come back to that in a minute. So yeah, let's keep going. This is the rubber part again. See, now this, like I said, there's some charging port cables, just like this one. This one, I think we're good. Yeah, see that one? Everything's in there, it's just fine. So when I get to these areas where you can't see them because they're under, won't scrape so much. Like I said, I'll do a more go to in and like a lift motion, like a turn it. Kind of turn it because I want to break it so I can see what's under there. I don't want to accidentally, snatch a cable. So if you ever fix one of these and you wonder why people can't hear you on the phone, like if you sell this phone, they're like, hey, I can hear people, but they can't hear me. It's because you ripped one of these microphone cables that are on the charging port. So I'll finish cleaning this up, which will take 2 minutes maybe. And take this off, which will take 1 minute. Then I'll start recording again when we get back to this part. And we'll be pretty much done. We'll probably be like maybe 35 minutes in when this is all done. Maybe 40 at the most. I'm still on the bottom. I'm finished the other corner over there. Now I'm moving to this right corner. I'm going to show you kind of the technique. That way you don't worry about snipping these cables. I'm not using heat really right now. I'm just holding it. But I'll kind of angle my blade like this, so it doesn't hit these. These cables are under the frame. So if you're flat, you're fine. But just to be safe, I'll lift it a little bit and I'll dig in with that right part. But a controlled dig in. See? And I'll just kind of lift. When I get under it, I'll just kind of lift up. I don't want to cut cables. And this whole bottom part takes maybe 3 minutes of just being careful. That's all. It's not glued down super tight or nothing. But once I get past this charging port microphone cable and then the one that's on the opposite side, and I've just got these corners, these are easy. Right now we're safe. That's all. This one's done. The other side's done. You just watch me do that microphone. Now we'll just hit it with some heat. 7-8 seconds. Let's open it back up now. And this should, just a little dig in there. Keep it control your X-Acto knife. And just, you don't want to go crazy around the edges because I've learned my mistake. Messing up the plastic piece that's between the back glass and the frame that makes it look pretty. When there's a chunk missing, it kind of looks ugly. We'll just finish this corner up. There's a little bit more, 4 or 5 seconds right here, and this should be done. There we go. Little scrapes there. Nothing crazy, just following the angles. And that's good. Get a little brush. Alright, so let's see where we're at. So let me zoom out. So yeah, as we know, this part's easy. We're in it. I did a 10-minute video. I was working 2 minutes before that, if that. So 12 plus another 6-minute video, 7 minutes. That's 19. This one's going on 3, so we'll just call it 22. So yeah, we're 22 in. we're safe around our antennas, and this is for like Apple Pay and shit, some wireless shit. We didn't mess anything up there. We put these magnets to the side. The one magnet that I pulled off here is to the side. Yes, my heat gun's still on. It's like my magic wand. And now I'll probably take this off right now, which will take a second. I'm gonna try to save the magnets and try not to pull them up. And if I do, I'll just take longer, and I'll take my X-Acto knife and scrape the magnet off the glass that I broke off and glue it back on. So I'll take about 3 minutes here, 4 minutes, and then that camera glass, which will probably take me like 10, and then we'll be done. So probably about 40 minutes in. And if you're interested, if you want to watch this process, I'll record it for about a minute and a half just to show. I've already got the glass off of top of these magnets, and I've kept them there. This one was starting to pop up, so I'll put a little T7000 glue under it and held it down for 30 seconds. But to get my next magnet, I'll put my blade on top of the magnet and scrape, kind of just break it up, because I don't want to have to glue all these magnets. It's kind of a pain in the ass. So if I lose 2 or 3 of them, you know what? That's fine. You don't need every one of them. It's fine. But so far, so good. We've kept all of them. Just see, I unlocked this lock so I can turn it now as I'm working. I don't need it secured right now. I'm just kind of lifting up and breaking softly, using my fingers to not break too much. I'm pulling up all the magnets here, son of a bitch. Let me see if I can stop it. See, that magnet's gone. I'll put it to the side. Zoom it out a little bit. Yeah, well, oh well. I will have to glue these magnets on. I'll take them off. See, they're all right here. No biggie. I'll scrape them just like this. I'll get my X-Acto knife. I'll just kind of get under there and get it off. I'll glue it back on. No biggie. And I think I've taken off 4 magnets. I'm only going to glue back like 2. It's fine. Not going to hurt nothing. I took another fucking magnet off. You try to be careful and not take them off, but then you wind up taking off like fucking 5. I guess 5's not bad though. If I could not take any more off, that'd be great. The trick is getting on top of the magnet and then lifting up. So this one, I think I did it. Yeah. No magnet there. So I can see the corner of the next magnet right here where my blade is, right under it. So I'm going to push down on that corner of that magnet and dig under. And voila, no glass. I mean, no magnet. So we got magnets all here. I lost these ones. Well, pretty much this whole quadrant. But no biggie. I'll put one here, one there. I just won't even worry about the other 2. And that's it. So that's off, and we got the camera. So I'll do that on a separate recording. All right, the most satisfying part, camera. So, yeah, we're gonna go ham on it with the back glass, or with a glass breaker. I'll start right here in the middle, see what I can break there. Well, actually, first, before I do that, as you can see, I have no support under it. Let me slide it down. Loosen up my vise, push it down, tighten it back up, then I'm gonna lock it so it doesn't move. Right. So put it right there, shatters it, get around this flashlight, because you don't want to pull the flashlight up on accident and accidentally break it. So I'm trying to get some broken glass going on around that. Oh, okay, well there goes that piece. Just flew up my shirt. And you should be able to start kind of pulling it off. See, you want it to be easy, so you don't want big pieces. You want to be able to take off little pieces. Let's just break it up real good. We want the glass around the camera to be Nice and broken up. Get up here on this microphone. Okay. I think from here, I should be able to start pulling stuff off. Make sure there's no, because I know some of the microphones have a mesh. So there wasn't one on that one though. And that's when I'll use the shitty tool that they give you, like one of these. This is when I'll kind of use that, and I'll just kind of start getting these pieces out. Sometimes they may seem stuck, but as you can see, it wasn't working when I was doing it like this, but it just, when I switched like that, it came up, piece came up. And honestly, I don't even really use this one for around here. I use my main piece. Where did it go? Oh, I broke it, remember? Fuck. Well, I guess we're gonna have to use this piece of shit. I'll use my main one though for now. There you go. Just kind of, actually you can keep this loose so I can move it around. Because if one area is not working, I'll move on to another area. Because the more glass that you loosen up around here, see, the came off around the flashlight, that was the circle part around it. But the more you move, if I'm having trouble here, I'll move over everywhere else to try to get all the glass that I can, and which will make it easier when I come back to here because there's less glass pressing against it. So just kind of go like that. Be careful around that flashlight flex. I'll turn my, can't see again. I'll turn my blade sideways sometimes to kind of put it at an angle and get under the camera to make sure I get that glass under there. And I'll just kind of do like a flicking motion like that to get it out. And this, I might have to lock it for a second. I don't want to slide into the flashlight, but I need to get this top part. So what I do is, you can see I'm going over the flashlight. I have it angled again like I did on the bottom. Instead of being flat, there's nothing I need to get here. So I angled it up. Because what I need is right here, so just kind of like a little hack. See, get it up. Kind of go around it like that to do like that. See, I'm kind of doing a flicking. That's how I'm breaking it up. I wouldn't have to do this so much if I had my other blade that broke just now, because that one's actually thinner. But we got the flashlight secured. That's our main focus pretty much, is not putting heat on that. We're not using heat at all, so not on this part. And this, what is this, some kind of sensor? I don't know, but just kind of flicking it all off. And you'll have the parts right around, like you see how that just came off easy. The parts around the camera bezel usually come out from under it pretty easy. So it's these thicker parts around here that are a little harder. But I'm actually gonna have to replace that blade. But in the meantime, since we're getting closer, I'll go ahead and break it a few more times. Like that. Go ahead and get some alcohol. Just kind of saturate that area, not too much, you don't need a lot. Just not to get in them cracks. That's why I like these bottles, because they don't pour out tons of alcohol, it's just a little bit. Let that sit in there for a second. Let me grab a blade. I guess this one will work for right now. I don't prefer this one, but this is like the main blade I use, the wide one, the number, what number is this? I think it's, yeah, 17. This is its smaller brother, which they also have labeled as 17. That's weird, because it's not 17 unless I misread this one. Yeah, this one says 17 too. Whatever, but it's way thinner. We'll go ahead and load this up so we can get around those edges and stuff. See the difference? It's about half the size, or almost. So, but because it's thinner, it's more flimsy, so I don't like it that much. Unless it's this particular brand. Yeah, I'm not liking this blade at all. It's so flimsy. That's really flimsy. And sometimes you gotta just switch blades, you know? Like, try a different blade. If this is being an asshole, this part, break the motherfucker with a glass breaker. Break it up like that. See? Get all that out of there. Now be careful not to break the camera. I'm focusing on the glass. If I feel like the camera itself, the bezel's moving, I'll stop doing that. Look how, how good it looks. Just gotta finish this camera part. Camera part usually takes me like the same amount of time it took to do the rest of it. So if it took me, 30-40 minutes to do the whole body, the camera part will take me like almost the same, like 20 minutes. But I'm also doing the video. But I'm probably gonna switch back to my other blade. We'll try this 21 for a minute. We'll just try different things. And around the camera area, this is when you're... See, I'm doing the same thing. I'm just getting under it and lifting. And what that usually does is breaks it. If it's connected to another piece of glass, it'll break it. So at least it'll get you that much closer. So then just get them out of the way. I do like these because instead of going flat, you can angle it up and just kind of like jab at it, almost like a knife. We did get a little bit of pieces out of there. This piece looks like it wants to come out. Oops, sorry. Put a little alcohol back on there. But the camera glass is almost all done. See, so it starts coming out. Alcohol loosens it up. Want to turn it. Start working it this way. You just got to play with different angles, coming at it at different angles and stuff like that, and you'll see that it wouldn't come out one way, but another way it will. See, I'm using this just to kind of get under the camera bezel and scrape these pieces of glass off. And once I break those off, the rest kind of start coming off easier. So if one angle's not working, just try another angle. Try another piece of glass. See, that now that whole area is clear. And now the only area we have is right here, and right here. Which I know this is easy. The middle part's the pain. Just break it little pieces by little pieces. See, there's another piece we got out. Make progress. Turn it. Attack at a different angle. Getting under it. Turning my blade. Breaking it. See, there's another piece. There's a big piece of working. Boom. Get that out. Ooh, big piece. Nice. This is like the most satisfying part. So, I think we got everything in the middle, except that piece. Alright. Now it looks like we're... Oh, okay, there goes that piece. So this camera, I believe, is free and clear of any debris. This camera's halfway there. This camera is free and clear. I'm going to work on getting this off. That little piece, no big deal. And yeah, so after I get this little bit off here, I'm just going to use my favorite blade, the one that's got that nice angle on it. It's on my shelf, and I'll finish getting this little corner off. No big deal. And then another thing though, I'll leave you on is once you're done and you cleaned it up, you took your, excuse me. Once you're done and you took your knife and you kind of cleaned up any edges, um, you know, any extra shit, residue. You'll want to get the phone and you'll want to do things like kind of, if you can, press on the wireless charger. Just make sure that it's flat and there's no pieces of glass, because glass goes everywhere. Make sure that there's no lifts. As long as that's flat, you're good to go. Press on the antennas. Make sure there's no glass. If you feel that it's not going down flush, kind of take something flat, lift it up. As you can see, there's even little shards of glass, so I'll wind up blowing that out. Get that all out. See? Nice and flat. Just want to make sure everything's flat, because you want to make sure your screen goes on flat. So we'll do a nice 5-minute detail and kind of scrape off any edges and stuff like that. Make sure these bottom is free and clear of any debris. Because if there's any debris, even a small speck of glass like that, then you put that back glass on and you'll crack the back glass. And that's it. And look, the whole time it's been on. Gotta replace the screen tomorrow, but everything still works. Flashlight, it's all good. No big deal. That where we're at right now, this will take me 3 more minutes. Cleaning it up will take me 2 more minutes. Putting these magnets back on will take me 3 minutes. These magnets back on will take me a minute. I'll hold them down with some Captain's tape back on there. And all in all, I think we're like 40 minutes into this, and we're done.